Hello kids, this is your teacher JR. So our lesson for today is how do we find the greatest common factor or the GCF of two or more given numbers using continuous division or the ladder method. Okay, so continuous division is done by the following step. So step 1, write the number horizontally. Step 2, find a prime number that will divide the numbers if possible. Step 3, divide the given numbers by that prime number and write the quotient below. Step 4, continue the process until no two numbers have a common prime divisor. Step 5, multiply all the prime common divisor to the given numbers to get the GCF. So let's start finding the GCF of four numbers. So first group, we have 36, 60, 84, and 108. Second group, we have 12, 16, 24, and 36. Third group, we have 48, 56, 64, and 72. Then the last group, 27, 45, 63, and 81. So let's start with the first group, which is 36, 60, 84, and 108. So first, align it horizontally. So again, you must think of a prime number that you could use to divide this set of numbers. So the prime numbers are the number that has only exactly two factors, the number and itself. So the most common prime numbers are 2. 2 is the only even prime number. So we have 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, and so on. So, as you have noticed in the set of numbers, these are all even numbers. Even numbers ends with 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. So, if the numbers are all even numbers, we could use 2 to divide them. Okay? So, our first prime divisor is 2. So, divide each number. 36 divided by 2 is 18. 60 divided by 2 is 30. 84 divided by 2 is 42. 108 divided by 2 is 54. Then, again, because this set of numbers are all even numbers, we could again use 2. Okay, so 18 divided by 2 is 9. 30 divided by 2 is 15. 42 divided by 2 is 21. 54 divided by 2 is 27. So, as you have noticed, the set of numbers are not even numbers, so we could not use 2. Okay? So, what do you think is the common or a prime number that we could use to divide 9, 15, 21, and 27? Yes, that is 3. So, divide. So, 9 divided by 3 is 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 21 divided by 3 is 7. 27 divided by 3 is 9. So, because this remaining number, we cannot find any prime common divisor. So, meaning this is the GCF. So, what we need to do is to divide this common prime divisor. Okay, so we have 2 times 2 times 3, which is 12. So, meaning our GCF for the number 36, 60, 84, and 108 is 12. Okay, next example. So, the next set of numbers are 12, 16, 24, and 36. So, let's align it in horizontally. Okay, then as you have noticed, again, it is a set of even numbers. So, let's use 2 as their prime divisor. So, 12 divided by 2 is 6. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 24 divided by 2 is 12. 36 divided by 2 is 18. So, again, this is a set of even numbers. So, let's use 2 again. So, divide the numbers. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Then 18 divided by 2 is 9. So, if in this set of example, 4 is not included, so we could still divide this number. So 3, 6, and 9 is divisible by 3. But because there is 4 here, so we could not use 3. So these two numbers are the GCF. So we just need to multiply this common prime divisor. So to find the GCF. So 2 times 2, we have 4. So for this set of number, which is 12, 16, 24, and 36, the GCF is 4. Okay? So let's have the next example. Next set of numbers, 48, 56, 64, and 72. So align it horizontally. So as you have noticed, this set of numbers are all even numbers. So let's use 2. Okay, so let's divide each number. So 48 divided by 2 is 24. 56 divided by 2 is 28. 64 divided by 2 is 32. 72 divided by 2 is 36. Okay, as you can see, these numbers are all even. So let's use 2 again. So divide. 24 divided by 2 is 12. 28 divided by 2 is 14. 32 divided by 2 is 16. 36 divided by 2 is 18. So again, it's an even numbers. Set of even numbers. Let's use 2 again. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 18 divided by 2 is 9. So there's no common prime divisor for this set of numbers, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So meaning we just need to multiply this common prime divisor to find the GCF. Okay, so multiply this. 2 times 2 times 2. So the GCF is 8. So GCF for 48, 56, 64, and 72 is 8. Okay. Next example. 27, 45, 63, and 81. So let's align this horizontally. So this is not an even number, right? So we could not use 2. So think of a number that you could use to divide 27, 45, 63, and 81. Yes, the next number, which is 3, is we could use 3. Next prime number is 3. We could use it to divide 27, 45, 63, and 81. Okay, so let's divide. 27 divided by 3 is 9. 45 divided by 3 is 15. 63 divided by 3 is 21. 81 divided by 3 is 27. Again, this set of numbers are all divisible by 3. So let's use 3. So let's divide. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 27 divided by 3, 21 rather. 21 divided by 3 is 7. 27 divided by 3 is 9. So the remaining 4 numbers, so there's no common prime divisor for this. So let's multiply this to get the GCF. Okay, so 3 times 3, so 9. So the GCF for this set of numbers is 9. Okay. Okay, so there is the easiest way to get the GCF. Okay. So how? It's just that you need to think of the biggest number that you can divide the given numbers. Okay, so let's have some example. Okay, so 18 and 27. So the possible biggest number that we could use to divide 18 and 27, so the biggest number is 9. Okay, so that's it. So the GCF is 9. So we could use 9 to divide 18 and 27. That is the biggest number. Okay, next example, 24 and 12. So for 24 and 12, the biggest possible number that we could use to divide 24 and 12 is 12. Okay, next one, 16 and 20. What do you think is the biggest possible number that you could use to divide 16 and 20? Yes, it is 4. 16 could be divided by 4 as well as 20. Okay, next, you could do it mentally. Let's try this. 32 and 24. So as you can see, 32 and 24, we could use, let's say 8. So the biggest possible number is 8. Okay, next one, 20 and 10. Okay, so this one is easy. So 20 and 10, of course, the biggest possible number that we could use to divide 20 and 10 is 10. Okay, next, how about 45 and 10? So as you can see, 45 and 10 are both divisible by 5. So that is the biggest possible number. So that is the GCF. So 45 and 10, the GCF is 5. Okay, how about 12 and 18? So for 12 and 18, the possible number or the biggest number that we could use to divide 12 and 18 is 6, right? Yes, it's 6. Next, we have this one, 150. So what do you think is the biggest number that we could use to divide 50 and 100? So that is 50. Okay, so the GCF is 50. How about 40 and 20? What is the GCF for 40 and 20? Yes, it's 20. So 40 and 20, you could say that it is divisible by 10. Yes, it is divisible by 10, but that is not the biggest number. So the biggest possible number that we could use to divide 40 and 20 is 20. Okay? Next one, how about 15 and 18? So what is the biggest possible number? 15 and 18. So that would be 3. Okay. How about 36 and 48? You could say that it's both even number. We could use 2. Yes, but that is not the biggest. We could use also 3, right? But that is not the biggest. So the biggest possible number is 6. No, it's not 6. It's this one. It's not 6. So let's remove this. It's not 6. It should be 12. Okay. So 36 divided by 12 is 3. 48 divided by 12 is 4. So the biggest possible number or the GCF of 36 and 48 is 12. Okay. So that's not 6. Okay. How about 54 and 72? So for 54 and 72, we could say it is divisible by 9. 54 and 72 is both divisible by 9. Okay? For 3 numbers. Okay? So again, you could use the ladder method if you want, or you could just simply think of the biggest possible number that you could use to divide 18, 27, and 30. So that is 3. Okay, so the GCF of 18, 27, and 30 is 3. How about 24, 36, and 40? So the GCF is 4. Okay, so 24 is divisible by 4. 36 is divisible by 4. 40 is divisible by 4. Okay, so I think that's it for today. I hope you learned something from this video, and thank you and have a nice day. Hello kids, so this is your teacher JR. So our lesson for today is about multiplying simple and mixed fraction. So let's have a little bit exercise first, okay? So a drill. Let's change the following mixed numbers into improper fraction, okay? So let's start. So this one is 9 and 4/5. How do we change a mixed number into a fraction or into an improper fraction? So to change a mixed number into an improper fraction, we just need to multiply the denominator and the whole number. And then after you multiply, add the answer to the numerator. So that will be the new numerator. Okay, so let's try. 5 times 9 is 45, plus 4 is 49. Okay, and then for the denominator, you just simply copy the denominator. So if we're going to change 9 and 4/5 into improper fraction, it would be 49/5. Okay, Let's have the next one. Okay, how about this? 12 and 3, 7. So multiply. So this 12 is the whole number. So multiply. So 12 times 7 is 84. Then plus 3, you have 87. Okay? So we have 87. And then again, copy the denominator. Okay? Next one. Okay, how about this? 18 and 1/2. So 18 and 1/2. So again, multiply and add. So 18 times 2 is 36 plus 1. So you have 37. Okay? So then again, copy the denominator. So that would be 2. Okay? So that is 37 halves. So 18 and 1/2 in improper form or improper fraction is 37 halves. Okay, let's have the next one. So we have 21 and 3/4. So multiply 21 times 4. So you have 84 plus 3. You have 87 fourths. Okay, so this would be 87 fourths. Okay. Okay, for this, you have 21 and 5/6. So 21, then you have to add this. So 21 times 6. So 21 times 6 is 126 plus 5. That would be 131. Okay, over 6. Copy the denominator, okay? Okay, so this one. Let's review first because this one is very important in dealing with fraction. So if we are dealing with fraction, we must always write our answer in lowest term. Okay, so let's try to discuss on or to review how to simplify our fraction. Okay, so the first fraction is 8/10. So 8/10, we have two ways of simplifying fraction. Okay, we could use we will use GCF, but there are two ways on getting the GCF, which is using the listing method and the prime factorization method. So let's try first the listing method. Listing method, you're going to list all the factors of the number. So we have here 8 times 1. So this is the factors of 8. Then you have 2 times 4. So that's all the factors of 8. For 10, we have 10 times 1. Okay. Then you have 5 times 2. Okay. So this is why it is said that it is a listing method because you're going to list all the factors. So after listing all the factors, you identify the common factor. So the common factor here, as you can see, we have 1 and then we have 2. So again, we are going to get the greatest common factor or the GCF. So the GCF here is 2 because this is the biggest. So we're going to use that 2 to divide this 8/10. Okay? So 8 divided by 2. So we're going to divide this 8/10 by 2 using the GCF. So 8 divided by 2 would be 4. And then 10 divided by 2 would be 5. Okay? So the simplest form or the lowest term of 8/10 is 4/5. Okay? Next one, let's have this 12/15. Now let's try the prime factorization methods. So just like what you heard, it's prime factorization method, meaning you're gonna get the only prime factor. Not like the listing method, you could just simply list factors even if it is a composite number. But here you only need to write a prime number. Okay, so prime number, we're going to use only prime number. Prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, and any other and so many other numbers. These are the numbers that when you multiply, the prime number or the prime number has only two factors, okay, which is 1 and itself. So we're going to use only prime numbers. So the factors of 12, you have 3 times 2 times 2. Okay, so 3 times 2 is 6, times 2 is 12. Okay, so these are the sets of prime factors for 12. For 15, you have 3 times 5. Okay, because 3 and 5 are prime number. Okay, so after listing all the prime numbers, you're gonna get all the common prime numbers. But in this case, there's only one common prime number. So this will be the GCF. So we're gonna use 3 to divide 12 and 15. So let's divide this. Divide it. Let me clear this. So let's divide this by 3. Okay. So 12 divided by 3, we have 4. And then 15 divided by 3, we have 5. So again, the simplified form or the lowest term of 12, 15 is 4/5. Okay, next. So we have this already, the 8/10, so the lowest term is 4/5. Then we have this 18/24. So there's another way, okay, to get the lowest term or the GCF. You could just simply think of a number. What possible number that you could use to divide 18 and 24? Instead of finding the GCF, you could just think of a number. Okay, so 18 and 24 is both divisible by 2. So you could just divide this by 2. Okay, and then after you divide this, let's check again the fraction if it is already in lowest term. Okay, so let's divide it by 2. So that makes it 9, 12, right? 18 divided by 2 is 9. 24 divided by 2 is 12. So check your fraction. It's 9, 12. Do you think it's already the lowest term? Yes, it's not. 9, 12 can still be simplified by, or can be divided by 3. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. And then 12 divided by 3 is 4. So the lowest term of 18 and 24. So have you noticed we use 2 and 3, right? So meaning, you just multiply this, meaning the GCF of 18 and 24 is 6. Because 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, if you use 6 to divide this, you'll still get 4. So 18 divided by 6 is 3. 24 divided by 6 is 4. Okay. How about this? 22/36. Just like what I've said, if you are having a hard time on finding the GCF, just think of a number that you could use to divide this fraction. Okay, so this fraction both ends with an even number, so meaning we could divide this by 2, right? We could both divide this by 2. So 22 divided by 2 is 11. 36 divided by 2 is 18. So check your fraction. Is this already in lowest term? Yes, it is, because 11 is already a prime number. So a prime number can only be divided by itself. But you could not use 11 in dividing 18. So meaning 11, 18 is already in lowest term. Okay? Okay, how about this? 36/48. So again, we could divide this by 2. Try to divide it by 2. Or if you have noticed, we could use 6 in dividing 36 and 48, right? So 36 divided by 6 is 6. 48 divided by 6 is 8. Now check again your fraction. 6, 8. Do you think it's already in lowest term? Yes, it's not. So we need to divide this by 2. Okay, so 6 divided by 2 will be 3. 8 divided by 2 will be 4. Okay, so the lowest term of 3648 is 3, 4. So, meaning the GCF, we use 6 and 2, right? To divide the fraction. So, meaning the GCF of 36 and 48 is 12. So, if you divide this fraction by 12, you still get 3, 4. Okay? Okay, so let's try to do this, add or subtract. Okay, so if we are adding a similar fraction, this is a similar fraction, okay, because the denominator are the same, okay. That is how we identify whether the set of fraction is a similar or dissimilar through its denominator. So if the denominator are the same, you just simply add the numerator and copy the denominator. So 5 plus 2 is 7. So we don't add the denominator, okay? So we just copy it. Now, this is 7/5. How do we simplify 7/5? This is an improper. So improper needs to be changed into a mixed number. Okay? So divide 7 by 5. Okay? So 7 divided by 5 is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. Then 7 minus 5 is 2. Okay, so 7 minus 5 is 2. So 1 will be the whole number. And then the remainder will be the numerator. And then the denominator will still be the same. So the mixed number for 7/5 is 1 and 2/5. Okay? See? Okay, let's have the next one. So this one again, it's a similar fraction. Okay, so similar fraction, just add the numerator. 1 plus 2 is 3. And then copy the denominator. So then again, just like what I've said earlier, if we are dealing with fraction, always check your answer if it is in simplified form or in simplest form. So 3/6 is not in simplest form. We could still divide it by 3, right? 3 could be divided by 3, 6 could be divided by 3. Okay? So 3 divided by 3 is 1. And then 6 divided by 3 is 2. So the lowest term is 1/2. So the answer, when you add 2 6 plus 1 6, it's 1/2. Okay? How about this? Subtracting. So the same procedure with the addition. Identify first whether the fraction are similar. So if it is similar, you just simply subtract the numerator. And again, do not subtract the denominator. Just copy the denominator, okay? So 4 minus 2 is 2. And then copy the denominator. So the answer is 2, 9. If you're gonna check, 2, 9 is already in lowest term. Okay? Okay, next, we have this 4/10 plus 1/10. So 4 plus 1 is 5. Then copy the denominator. So again, check your fraction if it is already in lowest term. So 5/10 is not in lowest term, so we need to divide it by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So the lowest term for our answer is 1/2. Okay? How about this? We have 6/12 plus 2/12. So again, similar fraction, just add the numerator. 6 plus 2, we have 8. Then copy the denominator. So 8 and 12 could be divided by 4. Yes, 4. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Okay, so the lowest term is 2/3. Okay, how about this? 6 minus 3 6. So just again subtract the numerator. 6 minus 3 is 3. Then copy the denominator. Again, check if your answer is in lowest term. So 3 6 is not. We could divide this by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. See, we could divide this both by 3, right? So 3 and then 3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. So then again, this one, the lowest term is 1/2. Okay. Then this one, we have 310 plus 610. So add the numerator. So you have 3 plus 6 is 9. Then copy the denominator. So if you're going to check our answer, it is already in lowest term. So the answer is 910. Okay. Okay, so this is our topic for today. So find the product of the following. Reduce your answer to lowest term. So how are we going to multiply a simple fraction with a mixed fraction? Okay, so first, we need to change the mixed fraction into an improper fraction. So 1 and 1/2, we already discussed this earlier. To change a mixed number into improper, we need to multiply the denominator with the whole number and add the answer with the numerator. So 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay? Then copy the denominator. So then this one, this is just copy it. So in multiplication, we don't need to change our fraction, not unlike with the addition and subtraction of fraction. We cannot add or subtract fraction if they are dissimilar. But in multiplication, even though they are dissimilar, we could still find the product. Okay? So we don't need to change it into similar. So the process in multiplying a fraction, we just multiply the numerator or the numerators and then multiply the denominator. Okay? So 5 times 3 is 15. And then you have 8 times 2 is 16. Understood? So if you're going to check 15, 16, even though it's a big number, it is already in lowest term. Okay? You could not find any GCF for this fraction except for 1. Okay? Next one. 3 and 1/4 times 7 8. So again, change first your mixed number into improper. Okay? So 3 times 4, you have 12. Then plus 1, it should be 13. Okay? And then copy the denominator, which is 4. Then times 7, 8. Okay? So let's try to multiply. So 7 times 3 is 21. Regroup 2. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 2. You have 91. Okay? And then 4 times 8 is 32. So this one is an improper. So we all know to simplify an improper fraction, we need to change it into a mixed number by dividing the fraction. Okay? So 91 divided by 32. Okay? So 91 divided by 32 is 2. 2 times 32 is 64. Okay? Then subtract. 1 minus 4 cannot be, so we're going to borrow from 9. So 9 will become 8. 1 will become 11. 11 minus 4, you have 7. 8 minus 6, you have 27. So 2 will be the whole number. And then the remainder, which is 27, will be the numerator. And then the denominator will be 32. So if you're going to check your fraction, it's a big number, but let's check it whether it's already in lowest term. So 27 is divisible by 9, by 3, right? or by 27. But we could not use 3, 9, and 27 to divide 32. So meaning 2 and 27, 32 or 32nd is the lowest term for our answer. Okay, or it's already the lowest term. Okay, how about this? 2 and 1/2 times 7 9. So again, change this into improper. So 2 and 1/2 times 7 9. So 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1, you have 5. Then copy your denominator and then multiply by 7 9. Okay, so multiply your numerator, 7 times 5, you have 35. And then 2 times 9, you have 18. Again, it's an improper, so we need to divide it to simplify. So 35 divided by 18. Okay, so 35 divided by 18 is 1. 1 times 18 is 18. 35 minus 18 is 17. Okay, so borrow 1 from 3. So 3 will become 2. 5 will become 15. So 15 minus 8 is 7. 2 minus 1 is 1. So again, the answer or the quotient will be the whole number. The remainder, which is 17, will be the numerator. The denominator will still be the same. Okay, so as you can see, 17, 18 is already in lowest term. So our final answer is 1 and 17, 18. Okay, let's have the next example. This one, by is also means multiplication. Okay, so multiply 2 and 1/3 by, or you're going to multiply this by 3, 6. So again, this one, 2 times 3, 6 plus 1, 7. Then copy, okay, the denominator and then multiply 3, 6. Okay, so multiply the numerator. 7 times 3 is 21. Then 3 times 6 is 18. So again, improper, so simplify it. So 21 divided by 18. Okay, so 21 divided by 18 is 1. So 1 times 18 is 18. Then 21 minus 18 is 3. So we have the answer 1 and 3, 18. What have you noticed with our fraction? So yes, our fraction is not yet in lowest term. So we need to simplify this. So we have 1 and 3, 18. So 3/18 could be divided by 3. So 1 will stay as 1. Okay, so just simplify your fraction. So they will divide it both by 3. This 3/18 divided by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So the final answer is 1 and 1/6. Okay? So there is another way, okay, to get a lowest term, okay, before getting this answer. You could use the what we call cross cancellation. Remember, in cross cancellation, we should use numerator and denominator. Okay, so this 3 and 3 could be canceled. So when you cancel it, you should divide it with a certain number. Okay, so 3 and 3 could be divided by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. Then this one, 3 divided by 3 is 1 again. Okay, so we will have a smaller number. So if you're going to multiply this 1 times 7, so you'll have 7. 1 times 6, you'll have 6. Okay, so this one is easier to divide, the 7, 6. See, if I'm going to divide it, 7 divided by 6, so of course it's 1. Then 1 times 6 is 6. Then if you're gonna subtract this, that's 1. So whole number is 1, numerator is 1, and then the denominator is the same. So the answer is 1 and 1/6. Okay? Okay, this one. What is 4/5 of 1/8? So 4/5, or the word of, you could identify it as a multiplication. Okay, so just multiply. So look at this. I'm gonna apply the cross cancellation. Okay, so remember, when you cross cancel, you must use one numerator and one denominator. You could not cancel both numerator or both denominator. Remember, one numerator and one denominator. Okay, so 4 and 8 could be divided by 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So I'm just going to multiply 1 times 1, 1, 5 times 2, 10. So it is already in lowest term. See, if I did not do the cross cancel, the answer would be 4 times 1, you'll have 4. Then 5 times 8, you'll have 40, right? So for 40, you have to simplify it. Divide it both by 4. Okay? So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 40 divided by 4 is 10. See? You have the same answer, 1/10. Okay, let's have this one. Find the product of this one, a multiple fraction. So we have 3 fractions. So in multiplying a 3 fraction, so multiply first 2 fraction and then multiply with the other fraction or the remaining fraction. So let's try it, this one. So first, I'm gonna multiply this. So again, we need to change it into an improper. Okay, multiply and add. So 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1, you'll have 4. Then over 3. Then times 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1, you have 5. Then copy 2. So so this one, if you want, you could do the cross cancel. I have here 4 and 2. So it's divisible by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, so 2 times 5, you'll have 10. Then 3 times 1, you'll have 3. Okay, and then multiply it with the next fraction or the remaining fraction, 3/5. This one, see, we could do cross cancellation. Okay, so 3 and 3 could be divided by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Then we could also cross cancel 5 and 10. It's divisible by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. Okay, so 2 times 1, we'll have now a smaller number. So 2 times 1 is 2. Then 1 times 1 is 1. Or 2 over 1 is the same as 2. So the final answer is 2. Okay? Understood? So I think that's it for today. I hope you learned something. Thank you and have a nice day. Hello kids. So this is your teacher JR. So our lesson for today is about dividing fractions and mixed numbers. Okay, so our learning objective for today is divide simple fraction and mixed number. Okay, so let's start. So to divide fraction, we need to follow this. So we have keep, change, and flip. Okay, remember, it should be keep, change, and flip. So keep the first fraction. Then change the division sign to multiplication sign. Then flip the second fraction upside down. Okay, then afterwards you can now multiply the fraction and then simplify the answer. Remember, because we are dealing with fraction, we always need to simplify our answer. Okay, so remember the step. You have to keep, change, flip, and then multiply, then simplify. Okay, so let's have the first example. So remember, when you flip the second fraction, you are writing that fraction's reciprocal. Okay, so when we flip the fraction, that is the reciprocal of that fraction. Okay, so for example, 4/5. So the reciprocal of 4/5, this one, 4/5 is 5/4. Okay, you just need to flip it. That is the reciprocal of 4/5. Okay. Okay. So example number 1. So we have 1/3 divided by 1/2. Okay. So the first step is keep. So we're gonna keep 1/3, then change. So we're gonna change the division sign into multiplication sign, as you are seeing on this example. Then you have to flip. So we're gonna flip 1/2. So this, we're gonna flip this, the second fraction. So it will be 2/1. Okay? And then after you flip, you just need to multiply, just like what we've learned on the lesson of multiplication of fraction. Just multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. So 1 times 2 is 2. 3 times 1 is 3. Okay? So example number 2. So let's have 4/5 divided by 4/9. So again, keep. So first step is keep. So we're going to keep the 4/5. And then change. So we're going to change the division sign into a multiplication sign. Okay? And then flip 4/9 into 9/4. Okay? Then after you flip, or after we rewrite our fraction, it's time now to multiply. So 4 times 9, you have 36. Then 5 times 4, you have 20. Okay? And then, we need to simplify our answer. Remember, we're dealing with fractions, so always write your answer in simplified form. So because this is an improper fraction, we need to change it into a mixed number by dividing it. So we're going to divide 36 divided by 20. Okay? So 36 divided by 20 is 1. 1 times 20 is 20. Okay? Then subtract 36 minus 20 is 16. Okay? So our whole number is our quotient. Then our remainder will be our numerator. Then copy the denominator, which is 20. Okay, what have you noticed with our fraction? So the fraction needs still to be simplified. So 16/20, we need to simplify it by dividing it by 4. Okay, 16 divided by 4 will be 4. Then 20 divided by 4 will be 5. So the final answer should be 1 and 4/5. Okay, remember to always, when you change an improper fraction into a mixed number, always check your fraction if you need to simplify it again. Okay, so the final answer is 1 and 4/5. Okay, so let's have the next example. Example number 3. Okay, so in example number 3, we are dividing a whole number by a fraction. So remember, a whole number should have a denominator, or it has a denominator of 1. Okay, so we're going to keep this one, 12/1. So then change the division into multiplication, then flip the 3/5, it will become 5/3. Okay, this time we're going to use canceling. Okay, so canceling, you can use canceling, okay, to lower down the number, okay, or just to get the answer in lowest term form. Okay, so in canceling, we should cancel one numerator and the other should be a denominator. Okay, you should not cancel numerator and numerator or denominator by denominator. Okay, remember, when you are using canceling or cancellation, you must use one numerator and one denominator. So in this example, we can cancel 12 and 3 because 12 and 3 is divisible by 3. Okay, so let's divide 12 and 3 by 3. So 3 divided by 3 will become 1. 12 divided by 3 will become 4. Okay, so 5 and 1. So this 1, the denominator 1, is already the smallest number, so we could not cancel it. So let's start multiplying the numerator. So 4 times 5, we have 20, and then 1 times 1, you have 1. So 20 over 1. So if a number or a fraction has a denominator of 1, it is understood that it is a whole number. You just remove the 1, so the final answer will be 20. Because this one means also 20 divided by 1 is 20. Okay? Let's have the example number 4. Okay, in example number 4, so the divisor is now a whole number. On our third example, the dividend is the whole number. But this time, the divisor is the whole number. So 1/6 divided by 2. So again, a whole number has a denominator of 1. Okay. So we're going to write it. So remember the step, keep, change, and flip. Okay, so keep the 1/6, then change the division sign into multiplication sign, then flip the second fraction. So 2 over 1 or 2/1 will be 1/2. Then after you rewrite your fraction, it's time to multiply. Multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. So 1 times 1 is 1. Then 6 times 2 is 12. So the final answer is 112. So because the numerator is already 1, so you don't need to simplify it anymore because that is already the simplest form. Okay? Then let's have the example number 5. Okay, this time we have a mixed number and a whole number. So in a mixed number, we need to change it first into an improper. Okay, so to change a mixed number into improper, we need to multiply the denominator by the whole number. After you multiply, add the numerator. That will be the new numerator, and copy the denominator. So let's do it. 8 times 3, 24 plus 1, you have 25. Okay, and then copy the 8. So the improper or the 3 and 1/8 is equivalent to 25/8. Okay, then again, this one has a denominator of 1. So still, we need to follow the step, keep, change, and flip. Okay, so we have this. So we have to write it. So 25/8. And then 4 over 1 will become 1/4. So this, you could check whether you could apply the cancellation. So 1 and 8, so we cannot. 25 and 8, no. 1 and 4, no. So meaning we just need to multiply it. So 25 times 1 will be 25. And then 8 times 4 will be 32. So because there is no number or no pair that we can cancel, meaning the 25/32 or 25/32 is already in lowest term. Okay, this is already a lowest term. Okay, so by using the cancellation, you could determine whether the answer is already a lowest term. The next example. So this time, a mixed number and a fraction. So again, we need to change this mixed number into an improper. So by multiplying the whole number and the denominator, so 5 times 2 plus 2, you'll have 12. And then copy the denominator, which is 5. So the improper form of 2 and 2/5 is 12/5. Okay, so this is example number 6. So we need to rewrite it. So again, keep the 12/5, then change the division into multiplication sign, and then flip the second fraction. 3/8 will become 8/3. And then if you want, you could use the cancellation. For example, this 3 and 12, you could cancel it. We could divide it by 3. So this 12 divided by 3 is 4. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Okay? So 8 and 5, you cannot cancel it. 4 and 5, you cannot cancel it. So just multiply. So you have now 8 times 4, that's 32. 5 times 1 is 5. So you have an answer of 32/5. Okay, so because it's improper, we can simplify it by changing it into a mixed number. So again, divide the fraction. Okay, the numerator will serve as the dividend, and the divisor or the denominator will serve as your divisor. Okay, so 32 divided by 5, you all know that it is 6. So 5 times 6, you have 30. Okay, then 32 minus 30 is 2. So the quotient will be the whole number, and then the remainder, which is 2, will be the numerator, and then still the denominator is 5. So the final answer will be 6 and 2/5. Okay? So next, let's have an example of a problem solving. Okay, Janet brought to school 4/5 of a cake, which she and her 3 friends shared equally. How much of the cake did each of them have? Okay, so we all know that we need to divide the 4/5 among the 3 friends. Okay, so it says here, Janet brought to school 4/5 of a cake which she and her 3 friends. So meaning, this is not only 3. So this should be 4. We should divide this 4/5 into 4. Okay, because it says here, she and her 3 friends. So we have 4/5 divided by 4. Okay, so follow the step, keep. So 4/5 will stay as 4/5. Then change, division will become multiplication. Then we all know that this one has a denominator of 1. We're gonna flip it. So 4/1 will become 1/4. Okay, so we could still use the canceling or cancellation. So we could cancel 4 and 4. So divide it by 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So 1 times 1 is 1. 5 times 1 is 5. So it means each of the 4 friends, or each of them, will have 1/5 of the cake. Okay, so the answer is 1/5 of the cake. Okay, so let's have the next example. Okay, so Noel drinks 2/3 liter of milk every day. So how long will he finish drinking 6 liters? Okay, so this time, the number that we should divide is the 6 liter. This will be your dividend. So it is very important to identify which number or which should be the dividend, which should be the divisor, because in division we cannot change the position of your dividend and your divisor. If you do that, you will have a different answer. Okay, it's not like addition and multiplication. Even if you change the arrangement of the numbers, it doesn't affect the answer. Okay, that thing is not, you cannot apply it in division. So it is very important to identify which one is the dividend and which one is the divisor. So in this case, the dividend is 6. Okay, because this is the 6 liters that Noel, 6 liters of milk that Noel gonna drink every day. So which he will drink 2/3 of it every day. So 6 divided by 2/3. So again, 6 will have a denominator of 1. So we're gonna keep 6/1. And then division will become multiplication. So we're gonna flip the second fraction. So 2/3 will become 3/2. Okay? So if you want, you could do cancellation, or you could just multiply it and then simplify afterwards. Okay? So let us use cancellation. 6 and 2. Okay? So 6 and 2 could be divided by 2. So this would be 6 divided by 2. That would be 3. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we'll have 3 times 3, 9. And then 1 times 1 is 1. So again, if the denominator is 1, you could just simply remove the denominator. So it means it will, Noel can drink the 6 liters of milk for 9 days if he will drink 2/3 of milk every day. Okay, so it means 9 days. Okay, next, let's have the third example in problem solving. Jerry went fishing and caught 7 5/6 kilograms of fish. He kept 4 kilograms from his family and shared the rest equally among his 3 sisters. How many kilograms of fish did each sister get? Okay, so 7 5/6. So meaning we have to subtract first 7 5/6 because it says here that he kept the 4 kilograms. Okay, so subtract this 7 5/6 minus 4. You'll have 3 5/6. So the remaining 3 5/6 will be shared by the 3 sisters. Okay, so we'll have 3 5/6 divided by among the 3 sisters. Okay, so divided by 3. So again, change this into improper, multiply and add. So 3 times 6 is 18 plus 3 plus 5, it's 23 over 6. Then change the division into multiplication. So this one has a denominator of 1. So we have to flip it. So it will become 1/3. Okay. So for our answer, 23 times 1, we'll have 23. And then 18. 6 times 3 is 18. So we need to simplify it. 23 divided by 18. Okay. Let's divide it here. 23 divided by 18. So we have 1. Then 18. Then we have 23 minus 18 is 5. So the final answer is 1 and 5, 18 kilograms. So each sister will receive 1 and 5, 18 kilograms. Okay? Okay, so for our next example, so we have Jeremy repacked 18 kilograms of sugar into small plastic bags. He put 1 1/2 kilogram in each bag. So how many bags did he use to repack all the sugar? So we still need to identify which number should be the dividend and which number should be your divisor. So in this example, the dividend is 18. So as stated in the problem, Jeremy needs to repack this 18 kilogram into certain number of bags with 1 1/2 kilogram of sugar in each bag. As you can see, this is a mixed number. So we cannot flip it. So we need to change it into an improper before we flip it. So 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1, you have 3. Then copy the denominator. So this one I'll just copy first the division because I didn't flip yet the second fraction. Okay, so this would be 18 over 1. So now let's follow the step. Keep. So we're going to keep 18 over 1. Then division will become multiplication. Then we're going to flip this. 3 halves will become 2/3. Then you could now multiply. If you want, you could multiply numerator by numerator. denominator by denominator, or use the cancellation to have a smaller number to multiply. Okay, so we could cancel 18 and 3 because they are both divisible by 3. So 18 divided by 3 would be 6. 3 divided by 3 would be 1. Now let's multiply. So 6 times 2 is 12. So 1 times 1 is 1. So again, if a fraction has a denominator of 1, just remove it. So meaning, Jeremy will have 12 bags of sugar. Okay? Next, the last example. So Alan spent 2 pip-hours solving 9 math problems. If he spent equal time to solve each, how long did it take him to solve one problem? So here, it says here Alan spent 2 pip of an hour solving 9 math problems. Meaning, 2 pip will be your dividend because you're going to divide this into the number of problems to know how long did Alan spend on solving each problem. So we're going to divide this by 9. Okay. So again, we all know that if it is a whole number, it has a denominator of 1. So apply the step. So keep 2 pip. Change the division into multiplication. And then 9 over 1, flip it. So it will become 1 over 9. Then let's multiply it. So 2 times 1 is 2. Then 5 times 9 is 45. So 245 is already in lowest term. Remember, always check your answer if it is in lowest term. So Alan spent 2 pip of an hour in solving one math problem. Okay? So I hope, I think that's it for today. And I hope you learned something from this video. And thank you and goodbye